car, the front end, it's pretty extensive.
Yeah, we'll have to get her back to the parking lot tonight and tear it apart and just see if the frame's damaged too bad. I don't know, I hope we can fix it.
I hope you can fix it all.
Thanks, Steve.
Well, it might look hopeless, but more impossible things have been accomplished. In Heat 1 on Thursday, Mike Tweed in the 12T car became yet another believer about how hard the wall in Turn 1 can be. In this replay, we can see that Mike Tweed is nerfed by the 56 car of Danny Smith and rolls into the wall without being able to slow down at all. As a result, he took a pretty good shot on the side of the car and the top wing. Fortunately, the impact was more of a rolling, glancing blow, or Mike could have been seriously hurt. Nonetheless, Mike was pretty badly shaken up, and every precaution was taken to ensure his safety.
Mike Tweed, the local driver, is out of the car. They took a while making sure they had a brace on his neck to prevent any further neck or spinal injuries. He's alert and mustering a smile every once in a while. Now, if you take a look at the wall, you can see why it rung his bell so very hard. The wing really didn't help a whole lot in this situation. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and went into it wing first. The roll bar and the wing braces knocking an incredible chunk out of this wall, as we can see right here. And this is pretty solid old timber right here. It took quite a lick. Again, the good news, he appears to be okay. Wow.
In 1990, we again visited Knoxville, Iowa, and nothing had changed in Turn 1. Everyone wanted to get there first. The results had not changed either. Big crashes. It was the start of the B-Main on Saturday when the evening's racing ended for number 7, Kevin Doty, 1M Pat Moore, and Mike Brooks in 78B. Gary Gerald talked with Kevin Doty after everything got sorted out.
Obviously disappointed Kevin Doty. You appear to be okay. Can you tell us what happened, Kevin?
Well, I'm fine. Just the 77 car, Mike Brooks, just cut right down in front of me and probably blew the left or the right front tire, and the car just went straight into the wall.
It's got to be a major disappointment when you come to Knoxville with all the hype, all the money, all the prestige that's on the line, and to have it end like this.
Well, it really is a shame. You know, guys try and win the race on the first lap. And Knoxville's really a great deal. I wish I could have been in the A.
Maybe next year, huh?
Maybe, hopefully.
Kevin Doty's out of this one.
Then, starting in last position in Heat 4 on Thursday, was one of the hottest outlaw runners, number 8, Doug Wolfgang. At that moment, it looked like it was going to be his last race of the weekend. Brock Yates stopped to a dejected Doug Wolfgang after a very violent confrontation with the 2P car of Rick Montgomery.
Dougie, you okay? Your bell rung pretty good.
Yes, I'm all right.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, obviously Doug Wolfgang's shaken up here, but he's going to be all right. He's a very tough man, but not feeling so well right now, and obviously the race car badly beat up, Gary.
From the replay, we can see that the white number 4 on the left of your screen cuts across the track and gets into the 2P Rick Montgomery car, who in turn plows into Wolfgang's number 8 car. Doug Wolfgang obviously gets the worst of it, spinning into the guardrail and tearing up the entire front suspension and wing. Rick Montgomery does not fare much better as his car then rolls, crushing the top wing. What a bitter pill for Wolfgang to crash in his first heat race on the first night of competition and sustain such massive damage to his frontline car. With the huge Knoxville crowd watching, and obviously dejected Doug Wolfgang goes over to survey the damage, which at first glance was very serious. But he and his team were able to fix the car well enough to finish 8th overall at the 1990 Knoxville Nationals. A great driver, a great team, Doug Wolfgang.
Every few years, a motorsports personality comes along who pushes his way into the consciousness of racing fans. In recent years, the name of funny car driver John Force has come to mean two things: predictable, high-intensity interviews, and a racing style that frequently pushes right over the edge.
John Force's biggest problem of late has to do with keeping blowers on his engine. Here it happened for the first time in qualifying at the 1987 Winter Nationals. He and Gucci Boss and Coyle have been battling the problem ever since. Then, in round one of the same race, it was the same problem. Watch the body of the car lift as the blower explodes. Something had to be done. But nobody knew quite what, and the 1987 season was off to a disappointing start. Then at the very next race on the schedule, the Gator Nationals, it was a different race, but same problem. Kaboom! Austin Coyle, however, now had a plan. The solution turned out to be engaging the second magneto after the burnout. And the Force crew has continued to do that to this day. But blower explosions were not the only incidents that John Force would drive through. At the 1989 Winter Nationals, John had a problem of a different kind. It was not getting the car to go fast, it was getting the car to go slow.
John Force, you all right?
Great. Boy, that's a E-ticket for you, buddy.
Indeed, I've never seen anything quite like it.
Well, Coyle's gonna just hit his pants when he sees that mess. Chutes didn't come out. Tore him clear of the roof. Was gonna make the curve. I wasn't gonna roll her. I thought I could put her in the sand, but she bit. She bit in head first.
Any driver would have done what you were doing. You weren't carrying that much speed.
No, I was trying to get the chutes out. I was trying to make a decision here if I could make the curve, and that old boy rolled the other day, and I just said, she ain't gonna make that curve. I ain't gonna look like no fool here and have her flip over. And I said, put her in the sand, but I never thought she had dug in. That baby dipped on me, hooked the nose, and what a ride.
Then at the 1990 North Star Nationals, blower problems at Force and Coyle thought they had solved cropped up again in a big way. Just off the starting line at Brainerd, the blower popped and ignited a huge engine fire. As you can see from these dramatic in-car camera pictures, Force had to fight mightily to keep the car off the wall and get it stopped. All the while, dealing with flames lapping up into his face. Quickly, though, John ran out of air in the cockpit. And even though the car was still moving at a slow rate of speed, he bailed out hard onto his right shoulder. He walked away, but that shoulder was real sore for a while.
It smoked the tires real big, and I flipped on it too hard. Over here, I should have got out of it. And it was up, and it just went up, and it banged so quick. And I didn't think it lit at first. I was on the brakes. No burns, only got hurt. I just finally ran out of time. I had to get out the window. This is hell right before Indiana, before Brainerd. It got hot just, and I watched the last weeks these guys being on fire and getting stuck in a wall and can't get out of their cars, and that scared me. And I just, in my mind, I'm going out. I don't care how fast I'm going, and when I hit the ground on my shoulder, but what can I say? Hey, the fans got their money's worth there. This is just an old dog fight, and dog.
Then at the most prestigious race on the NHRA calendar, the 1990 U.S. Nationals, John Force was up against Bruce Larson for the $50,000 grand prize in the Big Bud Shootout. It was the final round, all or nothing, when John torched it again. You might have just bet 50 to win 50.
Was that good or high? Okay. I only bumped the guardrail once. It's okay. You're okay, man. I used the fire bottles. Good drive. All right. You got him this time. And I had my foot out when she blew. Tell him to do the same thing.
John, you've been living with this threat of fire every run for 2 races.
Exciting, man. Hey, Scary. The only thing I was worried about, you know I got a brand new car here sitting in Prudhomme shop, but I didn't want to use it. This thing just a a real hellraiser, and I couldn't get it off the fence. It was right on the fence. I only touched her once. It didn't get into the chassis. NHRA and their deal saved it. Bud Shootout, Castrol, Jolly Rancher, Wax Shop, Easy Wider, we're earning our paychecks. And he's got enough money to buy blowers. What we run?
Well, in just one pass down the track, John Force set a new standard for hanging it over the edge. Well, try as they might, the Force team could not cure the blower explosion problem. Against Mark Oswald in the final four at the Heartland Nationals, the car was once again set for a lap time nirvana or full meltdown. Guess what happened here? The crowd loved it. Force was winning events regularly, but it was starting to get really expensive.
John, your problems have been at the finish line until now.
Well, same thing happened to Brainerd. I pedaled her and the motor revved up on me, and Coyle said, Forrest, you can't get back after her, but Red Car made a move, and I knew it wasn't good numbers. All we were going to go was for the throat, and you ain't got time to think whether you're going to blow up and catch on fire. Just try to chase that old boy down, and bang, boom, whatever.
You came here for points, and you got a few.
We'll take some points, and that hurt our feelings, but money can buy that, and car's safe, and
You're all right.
load up and head for Dallas.
Well, despite the explosions and all of the money spent fixing the damage, John Force won the Winston Putty Car Championship for 1990. A battle hard fought and well won. In July 1990, our Diamond P cameras traveled to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for monster truck racing. Steve Kane in King Kong was the odds-on favorite to win against the Carolina Crusher. And when he did, but that's when the real fun began. As if written in a script by every driver ever given a speeding ticket, two brand new police cruisers had been parked next to the track, seemingly out of harm's way. But not for long. Hit it, Steve. Diamond P's Army Armstrong talked to the man the crowd cheered like a four-wheeled Robin Hood.
When I come over that second set of cars, it got really squirrely on me, and it looked to me like I was going to hit that wall, so I was trying to compensate for it when I was, before I hit the ground, turn the wheel a little bit. And I think I turned the wheel just a little bit too much, and, when she hit the ground, that front end really hooked up, and
It looked to me like when you turn the wheel, the right front hit the ground, but at that time, that front wheel was up on the rail. It would have thrown you over this thing. When you got the left wheel onto the rail, it looked like you're really in trouble.
yeah, I think that's, I really don't know. Everything was happening so fast, I'd have to look at the video, but I'd say that'd be about right. That front tire hit that rail and everything. And
I'm glad you're okay. We'll see you next week.
we'll see.
Now, let's be honest. We've all fantasized about just this type of thing. So let foots everywhere. Relish the moment. In 1989, we returned to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course with the IMSA Grand Prix of Ohio, featuring the GTP prototypes. Now, the GTP cars are known to be very temperamental, and when the 98 car of Drake Olson backfired after a routine pit stop, the crew knew there was trouble, and very soon, so did Drake Olson. We saw that ball of fire come out of the car as they tried to bump start it and thought, uh-oh. I mean, you didn't know you were on fire at that point.
No, I didn't know. It wasn't until I got around the other side of the bridge
felt a little abnormally warm, and my crew chief was on the radio to me telling me to get out. So I looked in the mirror and there were flames, and then that was all the incentive I needed.
Did you get a chance to look at the car?
Yeah, I did. It just it melted quite a bit in the rear, but it'll be all right.
Good to see you're okay again.
Thanks a lot.
In any type of motorsport, there is nothing more dangerous and destructive than fire. And even though drivers wear state-of-the-art protective clothing, the memory of a race car fire does not soon leave a driver's consciousness. On to Nashville, Tennessee, and the ASA Series All-American 400 held at Nashville Motor Raceway. In qualifying for the 1989 event, it was the number 3 car of Kenny Wallace tagging the wall coming off of the back straight. Then, in the All-American 400, it was a very tight field on the backstretch when one of the crowd got loose, and all of the others followed into one great pile-up. It was a while before race officials got that one cleaned up. Then, on the last lap of the All-American 400, Bobby Dotter in the white number 6 was leading the race and had the inside line on the blue 98 of Jody Ridley. For some reason, Ridley came to the inside, taking out not only Dotter, but also causing 81 Harold Fair to spin and crash. Jody Ridley was the only one of the 3 cars involved in the incident who was able to get underway again, but he was obviously no longer in contention to win the race. This is one of those incidents that caused tempers to flare and will be endlessly debated. But all the other 2 drivers knew, Harold Fair in the 81 car and Bobby Dotter in number 6, was that victory had been snatched from them.
It was our race. We had won this team, our crew, Ed Risen's team, worked so hard. This was a brand new car for this race. We ran our strategy all day, and it's just really unfortunate that you have to race against someone of the caliber that what Jody Ridley had to do to me to take the chance to win for himself. It's very unfortunate.
A very emotional moment here. Jody, I'll tell you what, are you okay, first of all?
Yeah, I'm fine, bro.
I know, you got to be disappointed. You know, no aches and pains, though, and just a disappointment, huh?
Well, disappointing, I hate it for the guy that got caught up in that. You know, Dotter's been playing like that for the last 3 or 4 races. He had the whole racetrack and just shoved me in a wall down back there, and I hate took the other guys out. I don't hate it for him.
Yeah.
You know, then they come over here and jump on my guy with a cotton pitching ratchet, you know. Poor sportsmanship the way I see it.
And the debate rages. The 19-event 1990 NH race season was as spectacular as any on record, and one of the first to prove it was Al Hoffman in his BDS funny car. These spectacular photographs chronicle a qualifying run at the 1990 Winter Nationals. Just as Al Hoffman left the starting line, the car exploded into a giant fireball. The fiberglass body immediately broke into 2 pieces and was thrown away from the car. This was good and bad for Hoffman. Good in the sense that there was no body to ignite into a bigger blaze, and bad because the fire was delivered right into Hoffman's lap. Al Hoffman walked away uninjured from this incident, but his 1990 season was off to a very poor start. Then in pro stock qualifying, it was Rich Marino in the far lane, about to make a run that he will never forget. You can probably guess what Rich had to say to the NHRA safety crew when they arrived on the scene. Yup, it happened so fast there was nothing that I could do. Rich Marino had his bell rung pretty good. You would too if you barrel rolled a car 4 times, but he walked away essentially uninjured, except for his wallet. In this replay, you can see that once a pro stock car gets out of the racing groove, it is nearly impossible to control. Rich Marino's car dug in on the left side, and once that happened, Rich was going for a ride, no question about it.